Hi everyone, Liz Zunon here. Thanks for joining me on Ban the Bags Albany's Instagram account. I'm going to do my very first live reading of a book. This book is called One Plastic Bag, Aissatou Cisse and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. It is a true story. It is written by Miranda. It is illustrated by Elizabeth Zunon, that's me, and it is published by Lerner books. All right, are you guys ready? Here we go. One plastic bag. And as you can see, this is my signed copy. This copy is signed by the author, Miss Miranda, and it is signed by the hero of the book, Aissatou Cisse herself, right here. In Njau, Gambia. Aissatou walks with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck stings with every step. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch the smell. The basket tips. One fruit tumbles, then two, then 10. The basket breaks. Aissatou kicks the dirt. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. It moves like a flag, flapping in the wind, and settles under a tamarind tree. Aissatou slides the strange fabric through her fingers and discovers it can carry things inside. She gathers her fruits in the bag. The basket is useless now. She drops it, knowing it will crumble and mix back in with the dirt. 4 goats greet Aissatou as Grandmother Mbombe emerges from her kitchen hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful mbuba. Aissatou scurries in, and Grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. Rain drums on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Aissatou confesses, but I found this. Plastic. Grandmother frowns. There's more in the city. Day after day, Aissatou watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. Children slurp water and wanjo from tiny holes poked in clear bags. Market trays fill with minties wrapped in rainbows of plastic. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. 1 paper escapes, then 2, then 10. Aissatou shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. The torn bag is useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. Day after day, the bag Aissatou dropped is still there. 1 plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path, and the thought floats away. Years pass, and Aissatou grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her, until the ugliness finds its way to her. Aissatou hears a goat crying and hurries towards Grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are the other goats? Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these, he says. The bags twist around their insides and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Grandmother, Mbombe's powerful shoulders sag. Aissatou must be strong and do something. But what? Aissatou's feet lead her to the old ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as Grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose. Her feet back away. Goats scamper past. They forage through the trash for food. Her feet stop. She knows too much to ignore it now. Holding her breath, she plucks one plastic bag from the pile, then 2, then 10, then 100. What can we do? Aissatou asks her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Omo soap. Maram grabs a bucket, and Incha fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins, and they clip the washed bags on the line. As the bags dry, Aissatou watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Wow, yes. Her sister shows Aissatou the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Aissatou's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. Jedajef. Thank you. Aissatou finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatim asks. Aissatou pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. One friend agrees to help, then 2, then 5. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread. Nagalige asks grandmother, how is the work? Danka, danka, answers Aissatou, slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us crazy. Others call us dirty. But I believe what we are doing is good. The women crochet by candlelight, away from those who mock them. Until a morning comes when they will no longer work in secret. Fingers sore and blistered, Aissatou hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then 2, then 10, then... One woman lays Dalasi coins on the table. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then 2, then 10. Soon, everyone wants one. Aissatou fills her own purse with Dalasi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell grandmother she has made enough to buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, she smiles because it is smaller now. She tells herself, one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. And one day it was. That's the end of the story, but at the end of the book, there's more information about Africa, about the Gambia, and information about how the author learned about Aissatou, because Aissatou is a real person. She's still alive. She's not that much older than I am. She lives in the Gambia, and she has a lot of really interesting recycling projects that she works on in her village, in her country, and also in a lot of other places around the world as well. Here we can see a glossary of words. Some of the words that are used in the book are from the Wolof language. I don't speak Wolof, but I learned a couple of words from this book. Here we can see 2 of the ladies actually working on the recycled purses. And then there's a timeline of when all of these things actually happened. The timeline of Aissatou's love of recycling and all of her creativity and all the different things that she did to make this idea of recycling plastic and turning it into something really beautiful, making that come to life. And here we can see a beautiful photograph of Aissatou Cissé herself, the hero, the heroine from the book. And I'm really, really inspired by this story. And I connect with all of the stories that I read and all the stories that I illustrate. And one way that I was really able to connect with this story is the author, Miranda Paul, actually sent me some of the purses that we see in the book. And I have some of those here with me. This is a crocheted purse made from strips of blue, green, and red plastic that the ladies in the book crocheted into a beautiful, usable purse. Inside this purse, I have two more little bags. These are the same kind of bags that Isatu makes in the book. They're really small. They're more like coin purses. They have zippers. You can open them up. Put your coins or your money inside. This one is made from blue and black recycled bags. This one also, blue and black recycled bags. And I thought the story time would not be complete without showing a real photograph of some of these ladies that you learned about in the book. So these are the ladies of the Njau Recycling Center in the village of Njau, which is in West Africa. And this right here is Isatu, the hero from the book. And these are some of the other women that you learned about in the book. Maram is in there. I think Incha is in there. And Isatu has taught a lot of the women in her village not only this crochet skill that she learned from her sister, but also they have figured out all these different projects that they can make with recycled plastic. They make purses, like you just saw. They make little soccer balls. They make keychains. They also recycle the rubber from bicycle tires and make jewelry from them. So these women really started a movement in their village, in their country. And thanks to Isatu Sise, this woman right here, the woman that the book is about, the Gambia has actually outlawed the manufacture of new plastic bags. So thanks to this lady and thanks to the amazing things that she did in this book, she was able to start a movement and really teach people about recycling that really didn't know too much about recycling beforehand. And she's able to employ a lot of different women and help them earn an income so that they can provide for their family. So thank you very much for joining me today for this live story time. I hope you were able to read along or follow along with the book. I'm gonna grab my phone and see how many people have stuck around and see if anybody has any questions. But thanks for coming, everyone. Have a good day. All right, I see we have some questions. How long did it take me to illustrate? I believe it took me probably about 8 months to illustrate this book. All of the books that I illustrate, I'm given the manuscript first. After the author has written the story, they send their story to the publisher, and then the publisher sends it to me. So it takes me 8 months to do all the drawings, all the research, and then all the paintings. All the artwork in this book is actually oil paint and collage, cut paper. So I cut out the shape of Isatu's dress out of this purple and black fabric, and I glued that, or I'm sorry, purple and black paper. And I glued that paper onto my painting. And then as you can see, I used a lot of different pieces of actual plastic bags cut up into different shapes and glued those onto my illustrations. So I hope that answers that for you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys continue to recycle, and I hope maybe you can come up with interesting projects or art creations to make with your recyclable materials. I think this story is really, really inspiring. Using your creativity to use something that some people would just throw out or get rid of, and making something really beautiful and also really useful. Okay, we have another question. Did I ever meet or talk to Isatu? That's a great question. I did. Isatu is the very first subject of any one of my books that I ever was able to meet in person. And I was able to meet her because the author flew her over from the Gambia, and the author and Isatu, Miranda and Isatu, they went on a book tour around the United States to promote this book, One Plastic Bag. So I invited them to come to Albany. I think it was March of 2016 that they came to Albany for a week, and we visited a couple of schools. We had a couple of book readings and library events, and we were able to share this story with a lot of students and families and teachers in the capital region. Hopefully, Isatu will be able to come back to the United States once all this pandemic is over, and hopefully we'll be able to have her come back to Albany someday. Fingers crossed. Okay, another question I see. Where can we purchase and look at more of your books? Thank you. They are available on Amazon. They're also available through your local libraries. Some of them are available as ebooks from local libraries. If you go to my website, lizzunon.com, LIZZUNON.com, and you click on books, there are links to all of the publishers' websites. So you can buy the book from the publisher if you prefer. You can buy it from Amazon or if you prefer. My favorite way to buy books is to actually buy them through my favorite local independent bookstore. That is the Little Book House in Albany. I know they are still taking orders, and they are open for pickups a couple of hours every day, I think. And the Book House of Stuyvesant Plaza has a lot of my books. Then yeah, thanks for asking. Hopefully you can find the book somewhere near you. Okay, well, I think maybe it's time to wrap up. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you for joining us. Yay! Shout out to Little Book House. Kathleen, I know Kathleen and Susan at the Book House and everyone else work very, 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 very hard. And they're really happy that they can stay open and still sell books through their website and through phone calls. All right, so thank you for joining me, and be sure to continue recycling and stay home and read and stay home and bake and stay home and be creative. And I think we're all going to be okay. All right, thank you very much. So long, everyone.